Now, I've never really exactly said how I feel about the country that I was born in, and I know it's a very normalized thought about how proud you are of being born in a certain country and shit like that. Like, I'm proud to be in certain country here and stuff like that. Well, I think it should also be normalized to state how ashamed you are of being born in a certain country. Now, I know you can't exactly choose where you were born, but still, like, if you feel like your country has been genuinely fucking terrible for either a long time or pretty much since the day it fucking started, I think you should be able to openly say that. So, I'm just saying it right now. I fucking hate the United States of America. And listen, it's not even because, like, literally every person here is a fucking reprehensible waste of filth, or that literally everything that has ever happened ever in this country has just been like, objectively horrible in every way imaginable. It's not even because of that. It's because there is just so many fucking horrible things that this country stands for, and how much shit that has happened in, again, since pretty much the day it fucking started, and just how normalized it's been to be a fucking waste of oxygen here. That, again, and now, I've never really actually been to any other country before. I know that sounds pretty fucking crazy, but believe me, I haven't even been on a fucking airplane before. Like, I've never been outside the country before. Although I will guarantee you, though, that, well, maybe not guarantee, but let me just tell you, there is nothing that I would like to do more than hightail the fuck out of this fucking country. So, why exactly do I dislike America so much in the United States of America? Well, let's focus on some things that that has been rooted into stuff that's been rooted into the country for so long that it's taken this fucking long to actually not only but combat successfully and actually get rights to certain groups be granted. So, yeah, you notice how very early on in the fucking state of the country and when the United States was created, you notice how normalized it was to discriminate against people that literally don't have the same fucking shade of skin tone as you. Like, it's just, it's like morals didn't even fucking exist back then. It's just, it's crazy how fucking normalized it was and literally legal it was to not only just discriminate against people of a different ethnicity than you, but how normalized it was to treat them like they're not even human. I mean, listen, back in the day, just not only just was it normal and seen as pretty much cool to discriminate and hate people based solely on their ethnicity, but also using slurs against people, again, of different ethnicities than you. It's it was pretty fucking, again, accepted back then. And grab, even today, there are still a constant people. There are still plenty of fucking people out there. And again, by if you're curious what I mean by different ethnicities than you, I mean usually if you're African American or just any fucking ethnicity that isn't white. Like, again, it's just, again, and the thing that makes me even more fucking angry whenever the discussion of racism is talked about here is you'll legit have people that either do one of two things. One, say that racism has never happened because, quote, there's only the human race, bro. Well, okay, maybe that's a bit of a straw man to an extent, but there's a lot of people out there that will legitimately argue that racism has never existed. And then you have that other group of people that say that, well, yeah, racism existed, but only in the past, bro. I mean, ever since we passed the civil rights movement, racism just fucking vanished. And again, it's just, there's nothing that makes me want to facepalm more than just facepalm more than when people fucking argue that. It's just a certain civil rights act, or again that act being passed, doesn't change the fact that there are still people to this day that try to argue shit like the Holocaust never happened and that racism is based, well, okay, maybe not in that exact way, but usually when racism happens, you have people that try to mask it, and even though it's not as culturally accepted to be racist as it was back then, you'll still have people that make the arguments that people back then like that would make, but try to present it in a way that makes them sound reasonable and try to get more people, I think the term's indoctrinated into their fucking ideology. And it's just it really is shitty that it's only really recently that racism has been seen as like people look down on it as much as. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering here. It's just really hard to fucking think straight when thinking about just the shit that you're. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to put this. Like, it really is shitty how it took humanity this long to view racism as a horrible thing. And okay, I don't know how to fucking end this. Basically, just it's crazy and still fucking crazy that not only does racism exist to this day, but how there are people that fucking deny it. Oh, and there's more shit that the fucking U.S. has had normalized for a while that we're just recently fucking actually combating again successfully. It's not just racism. There's also homophobia, and also to add on top of that, transphobia. Now, again, if for some reason, okay, I need to stop fucking throwing again. That's one of the words that I use a fuck ton for some reason. But if you for some reason don't know what homophobia is, basically to boil it down to the simplest way, and also in a way that accurately describes it, basically it's when you have a strong distaste for people that don't have the same sexuality as, let's say, you do. Or, I mean, you can also feel the same way if, let's say, you are in that group of people, like homosexuals. I mean, you can still be in these groups of people and still peddle talking points and hate your own fucking identity, I guess you'd say. Like racism. I mean, racism isn't just black and white. It's anyone can literally anyone under the sun can be racist, and you can still be racist against the group of people that you're in, and just in the same way, you can be homophobic in the same way. Now, usually most people that are homophobic and hate it when people have sexualities that usually involve having sexual and loving relations with someone as the same gender or the same sex as you. A lot of these people tend to justify it by using either their religion, usually involves Christianity, or the Bible, which which again, it is fucking crazy how the people that have this fucking ideology that God and Jesus are these almighty saviors that will cleanse the world of sin or some shit like that. It's crazy that the same people who worship those people use that ideology and use their fucking books and things that they read all the fucking time practically. It's really detestable how they use that to justify their feelings about, again, just your own fucking human beings. And again, it's just crazy again how, like, here let's take this into account. Gay marriage wasn't legalized until 2017. 2017. It took them until the last freaking decade to normalize something that really people. It's really, again, and okay, I'm sorry again that I stutter a lot in this video. I apologize for that, but it's fucking crazy that it took humanity that long to decide, yeah, these people should have these rights. It's just, again, and here's a big question, and this can go for the racism segment too. Who gives a shit if people don't view things in the same way that you do? Like, listen, as long as they're not freaking harming anyone, you should have zero issues with people wanting to have loving relations with someone of their same sex and gender. And also, there should be no issue. There should be no issue with people having a different ethnicity than you existing. It's just fucking, again, it's just so fucking crazy that, again, this shit has been normalized for so freaking long. And, again, and okay, now time to also transition into the side segment. If you thought homosexual people have been discriminated against for a long ass time, well, people who identify as the different gender than they were born as, it's been normalized even longer to hate on those people and to discriminate against those people. And again, it's just okay. It's harder to explain here, although again, it's just why do you gotta treat people that aren't the same as you? Why do you gotta treat them like they're literally not human? I just can't fucking fathom that. Okay, I'm sorry, it's hard to explain again. It's just. Again, it really sucks that this shit has been. Like, you'd think it'd be as backwards if you were actually a decent human being, but. Again, apparently the fucking people that found this country decided, yeah, people who are in these groups of people that they don't conform to the exact same things that I do and the things that I am. Yeah, fuck those people. They aren't human. They don't deserve the same rights that we do. But anyways, let's focus on the next subject. Well, okay, and first, well, to end off this group of things, let's move on to the next one. Okay, to round out the groups of people that have been discriminated against since the fucking start of this fucking country, how about we kind of go a step further than just discrimination against people of different races, ethnicities, sexualities, and different gender identities? Since I mentioned gender, how about discrimination against women? Yeah, again, it's really just again, the same question has to be freaking asked. Like, what was the big deal with giving these people rights in the first place? Like, what was like again? I know there are people who have reasons for it, and the reasons for it are they're legitimately waste of fucking life that are just legitimately fucking evil in just about every sense of the word. But again, just what was the big fucking issue with this? And yeah, again, I don't have a whole lot of new things to say without repeating myself. Just again, I'm just ashamed that this fucking country has had these groups of people. It's been really fucking it's really fucking crazy again that discrimination against these groups of people was normalized for a long ass time. And listen, I get that the people of the United States are working to fight these things, but again, I know the whole freaking better late than never thing, but again, the fact that it's taken us this freaking long to combat against successfully against these things really says a lot about how shitty of a country this is. But anyways, how about we also focus on specific again groups of people that kind of tie into these things, but are kind of in a way kind of different than these just people simply discriminate against these people. Well, yeah, there's again a lot of things that I could talk about when it comes to just groups of people that I dislike in general, but how about we also talk about the fact that a lot of these groups of people that I'm about to list are usually common and have also had their feelings and thoughts normalized in this fucking country. So, anti-vaxxers, people who think depriving people of life is fucking freedom, neo-Nazis, white nationalists, just again, the list can go fucking on and on. Oh yeah, classist people, people who think that if you're fucking poor, then you deserve to die, basically. People who think basically just again, I just I don't know what to fucking say at this point. Just and again, what really pushed me again over well, okay, I didn't need to stop saying it again all the time, but what really pushed me to not only make this video, but also say that I just want to move out of this fucking country now. Again, I don't think I've ever told anyone this other than my dad, actually, but I've had thoughts of moving out of this country for a long ass fucking time. Like, before I even became really the person that I am today. I just wish that I wasn't essentially forced to live in the United States because of just outside circumstances. Again, I know they're unavoidable usually, but still, it's just why is there so much shit making me forced to fucking live in this country? Now, again, I know that there's also those people that are like, oh, well, if you hate this country so much, then why don't you just leave it? Well, there's more reasons than just the stuff that I've been saying, because not only is there just the fact that we should try to improve the country rather than just leaving it to go and progress and get even shittier and leave it the way it is, but even by that own logic, listen, I want to get out of this fucking country. Don't get me wrong. I really fucking want to do it. But again, there's just so much shit that has happened. Again, not only just in general, but within my personal life as well. It really just makes, I just really just want to fucking leave again this country. What really also again pushed me over the edge is, okay, now wars, I think most of us can agree, like people who aren't fucking psychopaths, can agree that wars are bad. Just wars in general, they're fucking bad. Well, there has been recent discussion going on that uh nuclear wars, well, okay, maybe not exactly nuclear, but the U.S. has been getting involved with fucking Russia. Well, I mean, this has been happening for a long ass fucking time, ever since before I was even born. But there has again been some more fucking conflicts between the U.S. and Russia. And again, what really again makes me ashamed is just the fact that now time to rant again a little bit about years, but it feels like just as life goes on, each year, just in general, is trying to one up each other on how shitty they are. I mean, 2020, it was fucking bad. 2021, it was also fucking bad. I think 2022 is not going to be any different. If anything, it's going to be even worse. And again, I don't want to live through a fucking nuclear war because the people in my country think that just that violence and shit is the answer, and just depriving people of life is the answer on how to make this country better. Just again, listen. Bottom line, I hate this country, and as much as I want to see it improve, I don't think it ever really will. In the ways of just okay, I know nothing can be perfect, but so I don't even want it to be perfect. I just want it to be a fucking decent place to live in, but it's not. It's fucking not. And I just want to move somewhere that's actually a decent place. And again, I know all countries have flaws, but the US is fucking extraordinary when it comes to its flaws. But yeah, anyways, I've rambled on a long ass time about how much I hate the country that I was born in, so yeah, anyways, that's all I gotta say for this video. See you guys in the next one.